Hey scholars, it's Miss Marnon. So today we're going to be working on sales tax, tip, and discounts. So these are all very specific kinds of percent increase and decrease, and then markups and markdowns. So now instead of just being generically it's going up or it's going down, we have specific names for these things. So our goal today is to be able to calculate a total bill. So after sales tax, after tip, after a discount, and sometimes with multiple of these things in one problem. So for our review question, Miss Martin and Miss Reno ordered Chinese food for all the 7th grade teachers. They received a 10% educator's discount. Use the receipt below to determine their bill after the discount. So why don't you pause this video, see if you can figure out the subtotal, the discount, and the total amount we're going to have to pay. Okay, if you didn't know, subtotal is just like adding everything up that you got. So you'll see it on a lot of receipts when you're at the store, at a restaurant, anytime you buy anything, they usually tell you first, here's everything added up together. So when I added all these together, I got $35.95. For the 10% discount, so we don't want the price after the discount, we just want what is that 10% discount. I had to round it because we only use 2 decimal places for money, right? We don't use more than 2. We can't have fractions of pennies. So after rounding it, it was $3.60. Now, if you want the reminder to yourself about discounts being taken away, you can make it negative $3.60. So now we just have to add this positive and this negative together to get our total amount paid. So $35.95 minus $3.60. I got $32.35. So the total bill is $32.35. So you will notice that we didn't do sales tax yet. We're going to learn more about sales tax today. So for preview, your math teachers know they need to collect more than the amount listed above. So that's exactly what I was just saying. They have to pay 8% sales tax and they want to tip 20%. What do you estimate they will have to pay? So I just want you to quickly do some estimate. We know it's going to be more than $32.34, but how much more do you think? So put a number here. So what do you think? I will say in Onondaga County right now, we do pay 8% sales tax. So that can be by county, that can be by state, what percent sales tax is. Tipping, most people say 20%. Some people give you a range. 20% is usually what you're going to tip when you go to restaurants. And that's like if you sit down, you go to a restaurant. If you're getting something delivered, you usually need to give them a tip. So we do usually do 20% tip and 8% sales tax, but we'll do some problems with slightly different numbers in case you move to a different state or county or sales tax changes, or maybe you want to tip even more because you're a very generous person. So sales tax is just percent added to goods or service purchased. So sales tax, they use it, it's money collected for like the county and the state, and that's what goes to things like fixing roads and signs and like all those kind of like public works kind of things. Gratuity is just another word for a tip. So if you ever see at a restaurant, they have a sign for 18% gratuity added for a party of 10 or more. So they're saying if you have 10 or more people, they're automatically going to put the tip right on your bill. So it's either a tip or other service fee. So sometimes they do add it right in, especially if you have like a lot of people or you buy something really expensive, they're going to add it into your bill automatically. But most of the time here, we have to do it ourselves. So if we want to relate this back to our quantity equals percent times whole formula, for tip, the quantity is going to be the tip amount. The percent is whatever that tip percent is. So if we want to tip 20%, you want to tip 25%. You want to be really generous, do 30%, whatever that percent is. And then you're going to have your total or subtotal. So subtotal is just when you add it all up together. Most things that we're going to calculate today, we do off of the subtotal. when we're talking about sales tax. So I keep hitting things on my new tablet. So your sales tax is going to be like that amount added on. It's not going to be the bill plus the sales tax. So then you're going to do your sales tax percent. And then the whole is the subtotal. So sales tax is always on the subtotal, or it's on the total after the discount. They can't tax you on the total before a discount if you do have a discount. If you ever did want to do these all in one step for a total bill, so if you wanted the total with the tip, your percent is going to be 100 plus the tip percent. And then your whole is still going to be your total or subtotal. If you wanted to do your sales tax and get it all in one step, so you want your total with sales tax, it's going to be 100% plus the sales tax percent. And then it's still going to be your total or subtotal here, sales tax for your whole. So these are essentially markups, right? Sales tax and tip are like markups. So if you want the whole fee all at once, but you're going to pay total 100% plus the tip. If you just want to know what that amount is, like when you're doing like receipts like this, you're just going to use these first two. So let's look at some exercises. Nevaeh wants to buy a pair of shoes that have an original price of $80. So the original is telling me it's a whole. We've done this a couple of times before. She has a coupon for a 40% discount off. So discount means it's going to be going down. Her state charges an 8% sales tax. Sales tax means the price is going to go up on the discounted price. So what is the final cost of Nevaeh's shoes? So we have two things in this problem. So now we're going to start worrying about our organization of our problems, and we're going to kind of do this with purpose. So now that we're getting into these multi-step problems with percents, we need to think about what parts we need to do. So the first thing we need to do when I read this problem is we have a discount. So I'm going to do step 1, we have a discount. After we do the discount, we have step 2. We need to do the sales tax, and sales tax is going to be on the discounted price, not the original price. So that's something very important. That's a law. You can't do sales tax on the original price if they're giving you a discount. So let's do our discount first. Quantity equals percent times whole. This is just like the markdowns we did on Tuesday. So our quantity is going to be what we're trying to find. We want to know what the selling price is or what the discount is. I'm going to do my discount the lazy math way. So if you go back to your markup notes or your markdown notes, instead of using this 40%, I'm going to do 100 minus 40. So my X is just going to be the discounted price. So I'm actually going to use 60%. You could do 40% and subtract it from the 80 if you wanted to. And then our whole is that $80. So this is going to just tell me the selling price. If I wanted to know the discount amount and then subtract it, I would do 40%. So what I end up getting is $48 after the discount. So 60% of 80, $48. For the sales tax, we're going to do quantity equals percent times whole. But now our whole is different. We're going to do it not on this whole, not this original price. Now we're going to use this $48 as our whole. This is going to be the amount that we're doing the sales tax on. So this is the amount I want to use. Let's do this one the lazy math way, where I'm going to get the total with tax by doing 100 plus the sales tax percent. So my quantity is going to end up being my mystery number. It's going to tell me the total price of the shoes all in one step. I'm going to do 100 plus the sales tax, so that's 108%. Times our new whole, the discounted price, we're going to use $48. So you can multiply this on a yellow calculator with the percent key or change this to 1.08 as a decimal. And we're going to get, for our final price of the shoes, $51.84. You could have done 8% of 48 and then added it on in another step, but I just did the lazy math way. Both ways will work though. Let's look at an example for tips. So exercise 2. Josephine's family goes out to the Cheesecake Factory for her birthday dinner. Her family's meal costs $125. If Josephine's family wants to tip 18%, what is their new total? So tip means we're going to increase in price, right? We're paying more. So our answer should be bigger than our original. So we can do this the lazy math way and do 100 plus 18% to get the new total, or we can do 18% and add it. This one I'm going to do both ways for us. So I'll do path 1 and path 2, just so we can really see how both of these ways work and get the same answer. So path 1, I'm going to figure out what the tip is and then add it on like you would if you're looking at a receipt. And path 2, I'm going to do the total all in one step. So we're still going to start with quantity equals percent times whole. So for tip, here's the total bill. This is going to be our whole. So we're going to try to find what that tip amount's going to be. We're going to use 18% times the $125 meal. So when I multiply that out, let's go to decimals. I'm going to do it as a decimal, 0.18 times 125. I got 22.5. So the tip that they would tip would be $22.50. But that's not the total with the tip. So if I wanted the total with the tip, I'd have to add the 125 plus the 22.50, and we would get 147.50 as the total bill. So that's the first way we could do it. So we found the amount of the tip and then we added it on. The other way we can do it is all in one step. Quantity equals percent times whole. So instead of finding just the tip amount, I want the total with the tip. So I want to find the total with the tip. I'm going to use 118% times 125. So if you don't have a percent key on your calculator, you can use 1.18 times 125. You're still going to get the $147.50. So 2 ways we can do tax and tip. Doesn't matter which way you do it, both got us the right answer. So let's do one that's a little more challenging, maybe even a few more steps. So I don't feel like cooking. So I'm not cooking dinner, so I'm going to order some Grubhub. My order costs $28. There is a 6% delivery fee, and sales tax is 8%. So this is going to be a fee. This is going to be sales tax. I tip the driver 20%. How much does my meal cost in total? So all of these things are going to make my price go up. So I have 3 things I see here we need to calculate. We need the delivery fee, we need the sales tax, and we need the tip. All of these things we are going to do based on the subtotal. So we're going to use the subtotal. I looked at Grubhub actually with Miss Nealon. So if you guys know Miss Nealon, she helped me figure out if we're supposed to do the delivery fee off the subtotal or if it's off the total. But the delivery fee is also on the subtotal. So we need to do the delivery fee. After we do the delivery fee, we're going to do sales tax. And then we're going to tip the driver. So let's do our delivery fee first. So we're going to do quantity equals percent times whole. So the delivery fee is going to be 6% of this 28. So we're going to find the delivery fee. The $28 is going to be our whole. So we're going to do 6% times 28. If you don't have a calculator with a percent, type this in as 0.06. I got it to be $1.68 for my delivery fee. Let's do sales tax next. So quantity equals percent times whole. We're going to find out what that tax amount is. So we're going to be using an 8% sales tax times the $28 for the meal. So you could be doing this with the percent key on a calculator if you have one, or using 0.08. I got sales tax to be $2.24. For the tip, I think they say to normally do it on the subtotal. I usually like to do it on the total, but we'll do the tip on the subtotal for today. So we're going to do quantity equals percent times whole. Our quantity is the tip we're going to try to find out. Our percent, we're going to tip 20% times the total meal was 28. So for our tip, we're going to do 20% times 28, or 0.2 times 28. And that's going to end up being $5.60. So now we need to find the total cost of the meal. So I know the delivery fee, I know the sales tax, I know the tip, I know it originally cost $28. So now we just need to add these up. So 28 plus 168 plus 224 plus 560. So we can type this right on our Desmos calculator. So let's do 28 plus $1.68 plus $2.24 plus $5.60, $37.52. So we can see that ordering out sometimes gets pretty expensive pretty quickly. This was actually a pretty cheap delivery fee, but you can see my $28 meal ended up being almost $10 more by the end of it once we added in all the sales tax and the tip. So when you guys do order out, make sure you're keeping in mind all of the different fees that are going to be added on when you're ordering. So this was a 3-step problem. It had so many different pieces in it, but it wasn't that bad when we broke it down into just 3 different parts and kept it nice and organized, and we added it all together. So here we have some practice problems. You're going to pick 2 of them. Number 3 is a challenge problem because you have to determine what the tax percent is before you can tell me what the tax would be on something that costs $58. I'll tell you it's not 8% like it is in Onondaga County. For your exit ticket, you have a bill. So you need to figure out the subtotal. You're going to need to do the discount, the tax, the tip, and your total paid. When you're done with your exit ticket, make sure that you're going on to Desmos. You guys have practice number 6.